Yeah.
That would be an interesting date night. Take your lady friend or your significant other up on a hot air balloon. That's something you don't get to do all the time. It's better than like a movie or whatever.
Yeah, but there's like the pilot is in the balloon basket with you, so it's kind of like having a third wheel.
Yeah, I think that would still be a neat experience.
Yeah. It's champagne and strawberries usually is what they do.
There you go. Yes.
How is the weather going to be for that? It's going to be really hot, isn't it?
It is going to be on the warm side, but thankfully for the balloons, not a lot of wind, which is certainly good news. And we haven't had a lot of rain recently, at least this week. However, all of the recent rains last week has eliminated any sort of dry conditions or drought conditions across the entire area, which is absolutely great news. Not a single part of our area is technically in anything, which is great news. However, the news isn't all good, because as we look out into the future, it looks like it could be quite dry. It's going to be dry this week, and we look 6 to 10 days out, strong confidence in below average precipitation for the region as a whole. And that's not all. We look even further out, 8 to 14 days out. We're out to the end of the month now. Still confidence. Look at it. I mean, the true bullseye here over our area for below average precipitation. So keep that in mind, especially if you're in agriculture, that the raindrops could be very few and far between over the next couple of weeks. Right now, it is dry in Fayetteville with lots of sunshine. Good evening to our friends in Carroll County, Eureka Springs. Things are also nice and quiet across the area. Temperatures are warm, warmer than that they have been, upper 80s and lower 90s right now across northwest Arkansas. We'll slide you into the River Valley and you can see temperatures are warmer now into the lower to mid 90s. So that warm up is starting to take hold, and even some triple digit heat now. Tallahena, which it's not as bad because the humidity levels are still nice and comfortable. We're going to have a weak front cross the area tonight. Won't do much of anything other than to toss a couple of additional clouds across the area. That front will sag through. It'll be a dry passage. It'll do two things. Might lower our dew points a little bit and turn our winds around briefly out of the northeast for a 12 to 15 hour period or so, but they should quickly turn back around out of the south as we really start to warm up. Notice by 5 o'clock tomorrow morning, or tomorrow afternoon, I should say, quite a bit of 90s across the board. And then waking up Saturday morning, those temperatures still on the mild side in the 70s. But the weather that we're dealing with is nothing with what they could be dealing with in the west coast here. We're keeping the big weather story is Hurricane Hillary, now a Category 2 storm, winds of 110 miles an hour. And all of the forecasts from the National Hurricane Center have this storm riding up the Yucatan Peninsula and possibly making landfall between San Diego and Los Angeles. A tropical system has not made landfall on the west coast in the satellite era. That goes all the way back to 1960. So this would be an unprecedented event for those folks, something we'll keep a close eye on. Lows tonight, very comfortable, 60s and 70s. Highs tomorrow, yeah, another warm, if not hot day for some of you, 90s and maybe one or two isolated triple-digit readings. And there's the extended forecast. Again, no problems if you're headed to Suhr NWA. Bring the water, though. Bring the sunscreen, the sunglasses, the light, loose-fitting clothing to make sure your body's, venting itself properly so you don't be overcome by the heat. River Valley, Brandon, pretty much the same thing. Impact days because of the heat. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, those might turn into severe days. Just check back for updates on the forecast.